Hi there, in this video I'm going to show you how to create your solar return astrology chart. Now solar returns are, I think, my favorite astrology technique out of everything because they create a chart for each year. They start around your birthday, so sometimes they're the day before, the day of, or the day after your birthday, and then they run for a full year through to your next birthday. And they really give us a sense of what to expect in your year ahead, but also where your most aligned focus is. This is particularly useful in business as it really shows us where we'll get the most or the best results for the effort that we put in and what it is that we're being called to work on. But we can absolutely look at them for our natal chart as well to get a sense of a focus in our personal lives and just more generally, is it a career year, is it a home and family year, and that sort of thing. So let's dive in. I'm going to show you how to create your solar return chart using a few different tools, and then you can have a read of my solar return blog, which I will link below, to read more about how to interpret your solar return chart. So let's dive in. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is Astro-Dienst or astro.com. This is the tool most widely used. So you'll need to create an account if you don't have one with astro.com, and then you will go in to your user profile. Okay, so I'm in my user profile here, and you'll want to go into extended chart selection next. Okay, so under chart type, you're going to click on this drop down and you're going to want to scroll a fair way down. And you'll start to get to solar return chart. So you want to click solar return chart, not natal and solar return. So just click on that. Now the date bit here can be a bit tricky if you're new to the solar return technique. I always make sure that the date is set for after the current birthday that I'm looking at, or for the period. So my birthday is 26th November, so I want to make sure that the date is for this year after 26th November to be able to look at this full next year in my solar return chart. If you're doing this kind of midway between birthdays, then you would do it for the current year. Okay, so if I put 8th of December 2025, it's not going to run the chart for the 8th of December, but it's going to run it for the current solar return. So this is going to get me from my birthday in 2025 through to my birthday in 2026. So I've just noticed the reference place is wrong, so I'm going to go back and fix the reference place. So down the bottom, you can click to choose a different reference place. For some reason, it's set up with a completely different reference place from where I live. So you can just click on here, use birthplace. Alrighty, so it's now set up for Adelaide, which is where I live as well as where I was born. And this is now your solar return chart. And you can see here that I still have my natal 3-degree Sagittarius sun, but my sun is normally in my 3rd house, and it this year is in my 4th house. Okay, and what you'll notice is that the sun is always at the exact degrees and seconds that it was where you were born, and the same sign. But what happens is the angles change from year to year, the position of the planets change from year to year. The main thing that stays the same is the sun sign in degrees. What this chart is basically doing is it's taking a snapshot of the sky at the exact time the sun returns to its natal position each year. And each year the planets are going to be in different signs, and then it will also calculate the angles, so the ascendant at that time the sun returns each year. And so you will have different angles from year to year, and therefore planets in different houses. So the only thing that is really staying the same is the sign and degrees of your sun. That's really important to be aware of. Okay, so pretty easy to create it during using astro.com. There are some tools that I think are even a little bit easier. So I use Astro Gold. I've got my business chart up here in Astro Gold. And so you need to have the chart that you are wanting to create the solar return for up. Then you click in select, go to subsidiary chart. Here you're going to go to planet return or ingress. Make sure solar is selected, okay? And you can either select current or next are the two options that I tend to use. You'll see that we now have this solar return for my business, okay? So this one runs, it started on the 2nd of June 2025, so it will run through to approximately the 2nd of June 2026, and it shows the solar return sun in my business, interestingly, is also currently in the 4th house, but of course other planets and angles, etc. are different. So that is how to create your solar return chart using Astro Gold. Now, I have written a pretty in-depth solar return blog. So a blog on interpreting your solar return using my current solar return as an example. So this is going to allow you to read through and think about how you interpret all the different parts of a solar return chart. What I also want to draw your attention to is if you just want to go straight to this blog, down the bottom of the blog, I have a solar return chart calculator. This is based on the Astroseek platform, a really great platform. So I'm just going to show you how this one works. So I'm going to do my business chart again. So just give me a moment. 2015. Okay, so put the time of business birth in, the place that my business was created. Okay, I'm wanting it for the 2025 year. Again, this can sometimes get a bit confusing. It certainly was when I first learnt the technique. 2025 means from the birthday in 2025 through to the birthday in 2026. Okay, it's not a calendar year thing. It's not January to December. And then the city, and then calculate. And so what this then does is it provides you with the solar return chart. You'll see, similar to the other tool that I used, the sun is in the 4th house here, so it will give you the chart, and it gives you all of the positions as well. So this is another option for calculating it. Now, if you actually go to the Astroseek site, there are some other functionality that they have on their site as well, but this is really enough for you to look at your chart and then read my blog as well. So I hope that's been helpful in terms of how to create your solar return chart. Probably the most complicated part about calculating it is understanding the fact that it runs from birthday to birthday and making sure that you're looking at the right year. So always check up the top for the time that it's run for, okay? So just make sure you're checking the date. So it's from that date that it's run at through to a year into the future. So this one is 2nd of June 2025 to approximately 2nd of June 2026. Whereas this one, the date is 26th November 2025, which will go through to 26th November 2026. And you'll see up the top in astro.com, it says this 2025-2026. So I hope that's been helpful, and I hope you enjoy working with solar returns as much as I do. I'll link my blog where you can read all about how to interpret your chart below.